You know when you go into a candy store, one of those old country style stores, or a Cracker Barrel, and you find those nostalgia candy boxes. They'll have all the variety different candies from different decades. If Lego was to make one of those to have different sets from that time of decade that really bring out nostalgia, I think set 7667 Imperial Dropship would make the cut. Just because for 81 pieces, you have nothing but pure joy and excitement and nostalgia. Because you can build your own army for only $10 a pop. And for an army kit, I think that's a damn good deal. For 12-year-old me, this shit was like crack. For $10, I got 3 Stormtroopers and 1 Dark Trooper. I couldn't pass up that deal, especially when I got $10 so sparingly or any money, period, that I can beg my parents for this and I can get almost as many as I want. It's never happened, but it's a good argument for a Lego set. You get 4 figures and 1 dropship for $10, and in 2008, that's a lot, especially when you're just starting to build your armies at that time. You see this artwork, you see that explosion, you see these troopers in action, you see those awesome fucking blasters that aren't the megaphones anymore, these are the new ones, they just got rid of those, and you're telling yourself, man, I want an Imperial army, this is what I want. And for $10, you can't go wrong in 2008. It definitely isn't the first one, it does predate the clone, sorry, it does not predate the clone. The clones and the droids predate this one. And it went along with the Rebel one, which I didn't really care for, but you have to have a bad guy anyway to beat. And honestly, I never thought the Imperials were bad guys. I always enjoyed them. So that's just the front of the box, and obviously it sells. On the other side, you know, you get much. You get the hyperspace logo here, you know, normal shit like that. And a complete Saga ad, which is hilarious. I do think that's great because as I'm shooting this right now, I think the Skywalker Saga is about to come out in like 2 days or 1 day. So that's kind of funny to see that rotation. And you have a figure right here, actual size, which I think these are the version 2 Stormtroopers, and they look amazing. Still one of my favorite Stormtrooper designs. I have so many of them. And in the back, you get to see all the possibilities you can have. You can have that battle pack with the Rebels, which is cool. And then you have, I guess, the one playability you have is to drop your troops off and to open your cockpit. But yeah, no, it's great. I picked this up for $50. I have 2 of these sealed. This was the better looking one, but I do have a surprise for us later. And I can't wait to open this up and get, you know, that nostalgia high again. Smell that sweet 2008 air out of the box and just relive a moment of my youth and this trivial time that I have as an adult. So, you know, nothing else to talk about it. Let's get to it. All right, here she is. This isn't the one out of the box. Disclaimer. This one is off my shelf. This is an original one that I bought back in 2008 or 2009. It is missing 2 pieces. It's missing the 1x2 hinge right here that goes on top, so I replaced that, which I think that the bar looks better than the one that actually comes with. And the 1x6 is supposed to be black, which I also don't have that. I don't know where that went to. I didn't even know that it was wrong until I was reading the instructions just to make sure that this was complete before I put it on here. And I can't find a 1x6 anywhere in my collection. But as of that, it's pretty much complete, 98%. It's just missing those pieces. I do have all the original figures and their guns. They have some wear and tear because it's been some years. And usually I just put these guys on display. This is just a display piece anyway. It's like I said, it's a nostalgic thing. It's a youth thing. Did get some heavy play when I was a kid because it was just fucking awesome and you had a drop ship and you can do so much with it. So that being said, we're going to separate this in 2 parts. Let's start with minifigures. So first off, we have the minifigures selection, which, disclaimer, that helmet's not correct. That helmet is from a later on series. These 2 are the more correct for the set because they have the black band mold on there. Printing. This one doesn't. This one has the gray with the black stripes. This one probably came out later. But they're basic Stormtroopers. No real reason to mix it up. That helmet's probably just lost somewhere, and I probably had a replacement helmet, so that's what I threw on there. The real standout is the Shadow Trooper, who I called the Dark Trooper in the beginning of the review, and I apologize for that, but the Shadow Trooper. And the Shadow Trooper is basically it's a negation color of the normal white. It's just all black. Has some great shading armor right here on the front with some good details of silver dots. And then we have it silver on the back too with the canister. Then you have the silver on the eyes and the nose, which looks amazing. And plus the, what are those filters, air tanks on the intakes on the helmet? What are they? I think that's what it's called. And we have the classic black head underneath, which they all have. Which, you know, I'm okay with the flesh tone ones. I'm okay with the faces. I just think that the black ones are actually more simple. And this is a simpler design of the Stormtroopers. And I don't ask for too much detail. I like the more 2014 ones and up with the leg printing. But I think that the new ones, which we can talk about that later, I just don't understand why we need the black printing on the bottom for the necks when we can just have the head. But for a battle pack, this is a basic standard 3 and 1 special trooper. Kind of wish we had 4 normal troopers just because I enjoyed the normal troopers more. But other than that, you know what? That's fine. The Shadow Trooper has a special place in my heart. He's always the dropship pilot. Doesn't do anything else, even though he looks cool as shit and looks better than the rest of them. But that's pretty much it for minifigures for this set. So here comes the filler. Like most battle packs, we always get, you know, a vehicle or something just to add that piece count out so we can justify the price. But I think this is one of the coolest battle pack vehicles you're going to get. It's the dropship. Has ability to, you know, drop ship. This opens up, so you can put your little pile in there. Kind of dusty, sorry about that. Got your little, and it won't stay on. Jesus, how old that hinge is. You have 2 blasters, which, you know, use your imagination. No flick fire, even though I think flick fire would probably work really cool here if we'd had flick fire at the time, which, you know, we'll talk about that later with the 20th anniversary. Stickers, which I thought were printed, but I guess not. And for being, what is it, 14 years old now, have held up pretty well. Still sticking, still hanging on there. I swore those were printed, but they're not. And we have the hinge over here that drops it and releases that. Nothing spectacular, but it holds up. I mean, it's cool. You can swoosh it around. Does it drop? I always do an angle because I feel like that's the heaviest part, even though the troops come that way. And for somebody who didn't have money to buy an LAAT or a gunship for that, for the kid, this was the next best thing, and your imagination will go wild. I also didn't have the other dropship, the Imperial Shuttle, I believe it was, not the Turdarium or whatever it's called, not the Action Patrol Shuttle, but you know, the other one that was used with the Sand Troopers, and you would have it. I never had that as a kid. This is the closest thing I had to it, and for $10, this actually was a pretty fucking good deal. And man, my mind ran rampant. I think I only had 1, 2. This is the only one that survived. Probably had 2 of them, but I think this is the only one I had. So the dropship is pretty good. And when you put the figures with the set, all the components are together, you get a pretty decent battle pack. More than decent, actually. You have the Shadow Trooper right there. You have your 3 troopers right here on the landing platform or the drop part. And then you have right here, you have space for 1 more, which is weird, but I kind of wish I put a 4th one here just to fill it out. But, you know, you just keep buying more of them. They'll hopefully do that. Or maybe you already had one to put on there. You know, the set is just fine by itself. Even if you didn't have the figures, I always recommend people just to buy it because it's just cute. It does the job well, and it's probably one of the best vehicles you can get. You can actually see right here. We have some cracking, so that's definitely going. It's really showing its age. This hinge part really is sticking to, but I mean, it's seen some wear and tear. It's seen some adventures in my youth. And when it comes to playability, it fucking drops. Surprisingly, battle packs don't usually get re-releases or touch-ups or redesigns later on the road. This one obviously did get it for the 20th anniversary. We did have a redesign of the dropship itself and with the figures, but we don't really talk about those. And in their defense, because the helmets sometimes do be kind of big. So realistically, it's not that bad. I think that the dropship itself is the crowning achievement in that whole set. We do have some very awesome upgrades. We still have some stickers here. They didn't label it here this time again, like we did last time. They put it here instead. The seating arrangements are more comfortable. This one just feels wonky, and you can put 4, but it just gets heavier on that, and you got to bend them a little bit just to get them all fit without the doors. Sorry, the drop part, the engines that come out and crash them on the heads. This one, they fit perfectly. They did reduce that to 1 piece instead of the 2 pieces here. And they just worked on some more stabilization things. I like the less studsy look of it. I do like the flat tile here. But the inside does have a awesome control panel, which we do not have in this one. And you have it on a slanted 1x2. Seat looks better too. The shield itself is okay. Still like that original one better. And the fins for the wings are a better addition. Still have the same engine pieces. And the seating arrangement, like I said, is way better. And it still drops just as good as the other one does, if not better, with a slight better design. I do wish I got more of these, but I didn't. I got one just because it's 20th anniversary set, and I didn't take it seriously as a battle pack. I took it as a anniversary set. So I only have one. I do kind of want to get another one, so I'm probably going to hunt another one in the box just to have it. But army building wise, I don't give a shit about the redesigned helmets and stormtroopers, so it looks like garbage to me. But you did get your 3 to get your 1 shadow. So I don't really care for it. I'd rather have that design. But for the re-release and redesign for 20th anniversary, I do think it's cool. I know it probably got some flack for being released because there's a lot of battle packs. You probably could have done a clone one better or one different battle pack to celebrate battle packs for their anniversary. But, you know, I'm not going to complain because this is my favorite battle pack and it's pretty much aced the cake, aced the test on everything. Sorry, aced the cake. But I think it's wonderful. And I definitely need to pick up some more. Well, there we have it. Set number 7667 does not do easy with my lisp, tell you that. Imperial Dropship. Nostalgia in a box, a masterpiece, a wonderful battle pack, and I wish I had more. If I can go back in time, I would definitely buy more, as much as I can, and just stockpile on these bad boys and have a wonderful looking army. I recommend buying it if you can. Like I said, they go about as expensive as $60. Probably buy them used, less on that just for the set if you don't care for opening them sealed. But I definitely think that if you want to build a Imperial Stormtrooper army, this is a set you need to get. Has awesome guns, awesome dropship, great playability with it, wonderful for the kids, wonderful to collect dust. It's just a great battle pack. Well, I hope you enjoy. Thanks.